And welcome back, Christopher Caripel, Calvin Cristoforo. 12 minutes left to play here in Liverpool. Syracuse leads by 15, 86 to 71. We welcome you and we thank you for joining us on this Saturday evening for some TBL action. Started off the fourth quarter on the right foot for the Legends. Is Sullivan with a deep three of his own. Cuts the deficit to 12. James Towns in for the Stallions, running the point. Towns, Nobles, Nwandu, Hurt, and Gilligan, the 5 for your Syracuse Stallions. Hurt on the block against Eton. Much bigger than his opponent, forces one in. The big man gets it to fall. And there goes Stephen Hurt from Kansas State with the emphatic lay-in.
No need to flex up here, Chris. You're so far away from
I was
the
doing
point.
my Stephen Hurt impression.
That was a really strong take, though, by Hurt going to the basket. I thought he traveled with it, and the referees missed it. But luckily for Syracuse, Hurt is just so much stronger than anybody else down there. Muscled it up to the rim and got it off the glass to fall.
And for the Legends, the 5 on the floor now with the new player checking in is Michael Spence from Montclair State. Josh Williams, Brandon Alexander, Jaquay James, and rounding it out, he's the only one to score so far in the fourth, Emmanuel Sullivan. Haven't seen a lot of Michael Spence. It's been sparse so far tonight.
Spence got the start for Lehigh Valley, but like Hurt, we hadn't really seen him until now.
That was an aggressive play by Gilligan over Alexander, but no call. That was shocking to see, but either way, Syracuse lucky now to pick up a foul. Down by 14, score remains same. Nwandu pushing the tempo. Gilligan, slam time! No, lays it in. Lays it in. He was ready for the jam, but instead opted for the easier course.
2 points is 2 points. Hey, you might be safe than sorry.
And the Legends looking to counter. Every time they do, it seems like Syracuse is meeting them. James gets around Hurt, finds his man Sullivan from deep, tries to will it in, but can't as he's leaning. Hurt, the big man, rainbow pass to Towns. 4v3, Nobles, pump fake, dishing again. Nwandu, errant, poked out of bounds, could have been a foul.
Looked like a foul from our vantage point, but hey, the referee right there on the floor says he got a ball. I'll take his word over mine for 2 reasons. Number 1, I don't have a whistle, and number 2, he's closer than I am.
Hardy comes in for Sullivan. He takes a breather with 10:30 remaining in this contest, 90-74. Nobles inbounding once so far. He was called for that 5-second violation. Not this time. Hurt makes his way around, wheels in, and a travel. Now it's called maybe a little makeup there.
It could have been, but another good take to the basket by Hurt there. Just needed to put it on the floor before he took a couple of steps. Hurt coming off the bench here in this end of the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter. Taking advantage of his time out on the floor, going right to the basket, doing whatever he can down low against an undersized Legends team.
James rocking the gold shoes. Hoists up an air ball. Nobles takes it himself from 3. Still too deep. Syracuse corrals the offensive rebound. Towns pulls up the southpaw. Karam's off back iron. Gilligan with another lay-in. His second on the fourth.
Lehigh Valley was the team dominating the offensive glass in the first half, but encouraging sign to see Syracuse crashing the boards here in the fourth quarter.
Spence thought about a deep 2. Nice find down low. Backdoor cut for Alexander. He can't control it. Here comes Spence against Hurt. The bodies, the big bodies going at it, and a foul on Syracuse. Hurt rips off the rec specs.
Hurt wants a discussion with the referee. I think I'm with him here. I don't think that was a foul. I think that was really solid defense on the big man, Stephen Hurt. But once again, I don't have a whistle, and I'm high above Liverpool High School's arena, not down there on the floor. So Lehigh Valley benefiting as Michael Spence with a chance to get onto the score sheet.
And he does with his first. Jordan Robertson comes into the ballgame. Kobe Nwandu will take a seat. Coach Beeline approaching half court to give Nwandu some words of wisdom. What are you saying down there?
Probably saying, hey,
2-2.
You are our best player tonight at points. And with the team of 16, I'm not sure if we're going to see him again, but a really solid season opener for Kobe Nwandu. I know the Stallions players we talked to in pregame, they said, this isn't the opener. Last weekend's games mattered, but this is really the opener that counts. And Kobe Nwandu making a really big impression. Game one officially in a Stallions uniform.
Varying up the tempo, Robertson can't find Hurt. The connection not strong just yet in game number one. Need to iron those kinks out early on this season if they want to make another push to the TBL championship. Lost a 3-game series against a need last season. Hardy thinks of a three against a smaller defender, and this is a mismatch right here. Spence, Hardy working around the perimeter. And now a nice dive down low, and it's in. 14-point deficit, but if you know anything about the Stallions, they like to counter. Don't want you to give the feeling they're coming back in this game. Hurts throwing his shoulder. Towns inside. He gets met. 3v2. James pulls up from the right wing. Bingo! 92-81, slowly getting closer to single digits. Maybe not so fast, Calvin. We might see Nwandu once again.
Got to tip your cap to Lehigh Valley here. This is a really good push from the Legends. They're not laying down in game one of their season as well. First time in the TBL, first game as a member of the Basketball League. Could have easily folded up the tent and went back to Pennsylvania, trying to get ready for the rematch that'll happen tomorrow night on the road for Syracuse. But instead, they want to take care of business in game one, and if anything, get some momentum going into game two and say, hey, we can beat you. We might have started slow tonight, but once our offense got going, we were in this game all throughout.
Nobles finds Gilligan from three, cashes. Syracuse doesn't want this game any closer than expected. Kobe Nwandu did check back in, Calvin, for Stephen Hurt, so that small lineup was working. They're going back to it. A hoist, no good. Robertson corrals. And Syracuse three-point specialist back in the game as well. Flurry. Nwandu, tough take inside. Delivers. And just like that, it was a 11-point game. Now it's 16. And the Lehigh Valley Legends need a break.
Lehigh Valley clawing their way back into this game, but they can only be so good offensively when Syracuse is doing it on the other end. They could not miss a shot the rest of the game, but if Syracuse is continuing the rhythm they've had on the offensive side of the ball, it's not going to matter because Syracuse up by 16 right now is going to continue to outscore them.
It's a 16-point game, but don't go anywhere. It's the 2022 TBL season opener for your Syracuse Stallions. We'll be right back. Under 8 minutes remaining in official game number 1 of the 2022 Syracuse Stallions season. And you're watching it on TBL TV. Christopher Carriapel, Calvin Christopher, your tour guides through this one. And Syracuse with the 16-point lead right now as it stands. Lehigh Valley wanting something to do with that. Down low to Williams against Gilligan. Undersized, but playing the 4 position today. And a foul is called on number 21. With 7.5 minutes remaining, we'll see Williams go to the line.
That's the same thing that happened last time Williams headed to the line. It wasn't a really strong foul, but because the arms were held together in the back of Williams, not straight up, easier call for the referees to make, and the Lehigh Valley big man goes back to the line.
Yeah, we've seen them at the line quite often today. Syracuse minimizing the mistakes in the 4th a bit. Only 2 fouls so far against them. As Williams drains the first. Devin Gilligan, 3 personal fouls as his second. Rims out. James just wiping down the face of Nobles, getting his head right there. And Flory directing traffic. Takes a screen to the right from Gilligan. Gives it back to his front court mate. Dribble handoff to Nobles. Takes the screen. Nice inside. Nice pass outside to Nwandu. Gets hit. Tosses it away. Out of bounds.
Not really sure how there's not a foul there.
How's the ball end up in that location without there being a foul? Either way.
Kobe Nwandu is wondering the same thing.
Either way, Lehigh Valley Legends, here's a chance to capitalize. Nice backdoor screen against Nwandu, but they couldn't find James. Instead, it's Williams against Robertson. Trying to go a little back and forth. Hesitation, puts a shot up, no good. And another second chance opportunity falls. 13-point game. I know it's double digits, Calvin, but it's one of those games where it feels just a little bit closer. Maybe it's because Lehigh Valley already came back in this one, Flory off his leg, and maybe things starting to crumble.
Lehigh Valley needs to keep it up offensively, but Syracuse needs to just do it offensively on the other end. Look, if Lehigh Valley can get turnovers and Syracuse can do foolish errors like they had right there, maybe Lehigh Valley has a shot, but the way Syracuse has played offensively here in the second half, it's going to be a really tall task for this Legends defense to slow the Cuse down.
Williams pump fakes, drives, fade away. Yes.
Josh Williams is a really complete player for this Legends team. He plays bigger than 6'7", and he's got a touch smaller than 6'7". He can really do it all. Really good looking player. Really good piece that you can build potentially a team around if you're a Lehigh Valley team in your first year in the basketball league.
And a big deflection from Scotty Tyler goes back in the hands of Nwandu. He steps out of bounds, and this is dangerous time for the Stallions. Now with the Legends pressing on defense, could cause some issues. On the other end, here comes Tyler, deep 2. No good. And there's the foul. James puts his hand up. He knows that he's the culprit against Gilligan. But Calvin, what it seemed like was Syracuse, if they can pass over the timeline quick enough, I think they have enough speed to win the fast break game. But if they don't, if the ball's in the hands of Flory or Gilligan, it could start a little bit slower. But if it's with Nobles, this might be his time to shine as the number 1 point guard option.
Yeah, the thing with that is, though, time is on your side here, right? You got 6 minutes to go. You're up by 11. You don't want to go too much out of control while you're turning things over. But I agree with you that Syracuse does have the speed advantage and is able to push in tempo. So that's an avenue that the Stallions want to take. They could do that.
Tough finish. Phil Flory fading away off the glass. Poked away. Gilligan wants it. And the referees will not oblige.
Gilligan was so confident in that. He walked all the way down to the offensive zone, and the referee just behind him pointing the other way. He had no intuition that the refs were pointing the other direction.
99-86, 5.5 minutes remaining. Christopher Carriapel, Calvin Christopher bringing you this one from Liverpool High School. Beautiful facility here. And the road Legends turn into the home Legends tomorrow. And right now, splashing from deep is Dwight Hardy. They're not focused on the next one yet. They'll count it just as a 2. Didn't get it to go. Just his foot was on the line. Nobles countering. Not yet. Tipped away. Gilligan cleans up the mess. And they've hit the century mark. 101 for Syracuse.
Gilligan's been really strong for Syracuse on the other end. Hardy thought he got his first three-pointer of the night. They're going to call it a long two. Good for him, though, to see one go down, someone who struggled in his return to the Salt City.
Williams creating a lot of space. Here could be a three for Hardy, and it is. Chuck it up, that's number one, and it's a 10-point deficit. 4:45 remaining. Taking the foot off the gas a little bit is the defense of the Legends. They're waiting to pick up Nobles until after half court. They got this deficit to a manageable margin where they're okay slowing it down on D. Robertson wide open. Hesitates, goes inside. And an acrobatic finish. Robertson didn't settle for the good shot, but went for the great one.
Really tough take, too. He had, like you said, Chris, a really good look at the top of the key. Instead, battled his way down and laid it in.
Nobles no match for Alexander. Gets the lay-in. 10-point game once again. 4 minutes to go in this one. Sure to be a good one to shape out here in the Salt City. Nobles on the near wing against James, rocking the mustard basketball shoes. Behind the back, fading away. Nobles still can't get on the board, but Nwandu cleans it up on the ground as Williams falls on him, and he'll be charged for the foul.
Who would have thought we'd be saying with 4 minutes to go in this game that Nobles would still be scoreless?
I would not be.
But he's contributed in so many other ways that Coach Beeline's kept him on the court because he's probably has double-digit assists at this point. We don't have the numbers right in front of us, but he's been doing it all, whether that's been going to the basket and setting his guys up. He threw up a lob to Robertson that he threw down, or working inside out, getting his guys open for three-point shooting. Flory's been wide open from beyond the arc in large part because he's been going to the basket, drawing the defense in, little inside to outside play. Even though he's not in the scorecard, he's made a major factor in this game for Syracuse.
It's still a close game here in Liverpool. Syracuse 103, Legends 93. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Everyday people problems. Easy to get stuck with, hard to get rid of. What does it take to solve them? It takes a team of attorneys, advocates, and paralegals with expertise in many areas of law. And zero egos. It takes serious, unmatched, no time for anything else kind of dedication. We're talking suiting up before most lawyers even wake up. It takes rolling up your sleeves and talking to witnesses. Lots of them. It takes hours and hours in the office, followed by hours and hours on the phone. It takes research. More research. Yeah, that's about right. It takes writing a multifaceted motion to change the landscape of a case, scrapping it, rewriting it, making it perfect, then doing it again. It takes treating clients with compassion, real compassion. Reviewing discoveries until your eyes glaze over. Preparing witness after witness for hearings. Driving to court, arguing, then arguing some more. And finally, it takes winning the case. That's what it takes to solve everyday people problems.
At Syracuse Orthopedic Specialists, we're everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines at high schools and colleges, and in our offices throughout CNY. We're always nearby, open every day, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Prevent, recover, strengthen, perform. From youth to pros, SOS Sports Medicine helps you do more.
And it'll come down to the final stanza. Under 4 minutes to go. 103-93. Your Syracuse Stallions on top. But the Lehigh Valley Legends are quickly coming back in this one in the final stages. Joined by Calvin Cristoforo, I'm Christopher Caripel. On TBL TV, your home of Syracuse Stallions all season long. Just like that, Syracuse turnover.
Yeah, Lehigh Valley coming back in this fourth quarter largely because of things like that. Another unforced error off the inbounds pass. Still plenty of time left, down by only 10. Lehigh Valley to get back in this game.
Aaron's shot, no good.
James really wanted the foul on that play. Still has his hands up as he's running down the court.
Robertson from the far corner, he's stuck against Hardy. Finds an outlet right back to him. The former Raider of Colgate knows what to do with the ball. 10 seconds. He's been a major factor. Him and Nwandu, the number 1 and 2 options respectively today. Smart foul by Gilligan to stop the fast break in motion. Nobles is back there, so it won't be a clear path foul. James complaining a little bit, though. Going with the shirt untucked look this evening.
Yeah, but that's another situation where a turnover on offense, you leave a possession without getting a shot up.
James Towns wanted to check in. The buzzer beat him to it. He'll take a seat and wait for it. 3:12 to play. Hardy top of the key to James. Finds the screen from Tyler, and with that, a switch on defense. Alexander hoists from 3. Off front rim, but back in the hands of Tyler. Needs a teammate. Alexander, the helping hand. Under 3 minutes now. 10 on the shot clock inside James, looking for his friend. And he gets one. And a scream from the end. And now it's a single-digit game. Mark it 8. It's a differential. 2:40 left to go. Coach Beeline sitting pensively on the sidelines. Nwandu wants the screen to get his teammate open. Nobles drives inside, gets his first bucket. 2.5 minutes remaining in the fourth. It took him that long, but he gets it.
Now he's going to get a delay of game warning after his layup. But hey, it took him 46 minutes, but he's on the board. Never too late, and with Syracuse trying to hold on to the lead, if they can get him going, Christian Nobles can keep Syracuse in the lead.
Step back, hop, drills it. Nice, pretty finish from James. And they get the steal quick off the inbounds, and Syracuse is losing it. It's a 6-point ball game. 105-99. Coach Beeline out of his seat. Gilligan stuck.
This is an opportunity where you can slow things down and try to take Lehigh Valley out of their rhythm.
Instead, Nobles goes to the rack, and that's a delay of game. He punched it into the stands, and I'm sure that'll probably be a technical foul. And it is. A tee on Nobles only has 4 points. And temper getting the worst of him right now, 107-99. But here comes James trotting to the other end, and needs some big free throws here.
They're really big free throws, and those are the first 2 buckets by Nobles, and he picks up a technical foul. He got a warning on the first one and then picked it up on the second one.
He was warned about it. Like he was
was
told that don't do that again, and he disobeyed. So
I know it's just 1 point, but in a game like this, a 2-minute ball game with a 7-point ball game with 2 minutes to go, Lehigh Valley, they are upset they don't get the ball in the offense end. But still, a point can go a long way in this situation.
And a point can turn into a 4-point swing here, essentially, because they have the ball back, so it's a shot and possession. And they can cut it to 4 points here if they opt to go with the 3. 1:40 remaining. James gives to Alexander, guarded by the smaller Nobles. Double team ensues, now taken off. It's James spinning on the near side. Puts up a floater, teardrop. And it's just a 5-point game here in Liverpool. And Coach Dobie is not happy for the Legends on that sideline. He's got to be careful. He doesn't pick up a technical here, because it's so crucial down the stretch. And a little flop in the deck is Christian Nobles. The theatrics, the Oscars aren't yet.
This game's getting chippy here, whether it's flopping or technical fouls. But a 5-point game, Lehigh Valley is not going away.
Flory smart to get it in time. They can go slow. Instead, Nwandu goes with it, and they're going to call the foul. It could have been a jump ball, but instead they call a foul on Nwandu. Smart to go up with that shot. And that goes on Scotty Tyler, and there's the tech. It follows to the Lehigh Valley bench. It's getting sloppy here late. And that's huge. A disqualification ensues.
I believe it's a technical foul on Coach Dobie, but it is the 6th foul of the game. So the night is over. for Justin Eaton, I believe. He's going to foul out.
Still on the floor right now, so that's something we need to work through, but it is.
They're pointing him out. They're saying it's the sixth foul on somebody.
They are pointing him out.
It's not Eaton. I thought it was on Eaton. They called it on Tyler.
Tyler picks up his disqualifying foul, so he'll head to the bench. 6-point game, 1:22 remaining.
And they called the tech on Coach Joe because he slammed the scorer's table with his left hand.
That he did. A booming result. Boomerang pass. Nwandu drives through the lane and gets it to fall. And that could be the dagger heading to the stripe. 8-point lead in Nwandu. Drifting through the lane.
Kobe Nwandu's been the guy, so it's a full circle ending for Syracuse that he got Syracuse to the lead. They've held all game, and now he's got a chance to put the exclamation point. He put the final nail in the coffin to a Lehigh Valley team that's really shown a lot of heart down the stretch. They've hung around this entire game. Now that with just 70 seconds to go, down by 9, it's not an impossible task, but it is pretty improbable at this point.
Fires one from deep. Misses. Towns picks it up. They can slow it down. No. Gonna go right to the rack. Towns gets it to fall. Why slow it down when you can add 2 more? Alexander needs to go. Puts one up. Delivers. Not going away quietly into the Syracuse night. Down by 8. Trying to foul the backcourt. Don't. Nobles picks it up.
Now they get really in a foul. They had to do something defensively because Syracuse can whittle this clock down to 30 seconds.
38 on the game clock, 10 on the shot clock. Towns
I don't think
waltzes home down Main Street.
I don't think that's the strategy defensively.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. They couldn't get the foul, so they let him go right to the basket.
I think this one is all but over here. 30 seconds to play, 17 on the shot clock. I'm sure they'll hoist from deep, or James will just go inside and not put up a competitive shot. Taken away by James. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock unplugged. Dribbling against Eton near the official on the far side. 10. 8 to Nobles on the Warrior logo. 3, 2, 1. And the buzzer sounds. The Syracuse Stallions pick up its first official win of the 2022 TBL season. And on the other end, in their first ever game competing in TBL action, the Lehigh Valley Legends fall. 115.